にゃろー。おはようございます。おはよう。Everyone. Morning voice. Not that I ever have high voice. It's usually pretty rough. Let's just hope I don't actually need to get up and look for stronger painkillers on this fine Christmas Eve morning. Why is music so loud? Why can't I get the sound levels to work properly? I love the music, but I do feel like you won't be able to hear what I say. We are back. Oh, I was planning to read at the beginning of this. We can read a few entries. Just so I get through them. Okay. I honestly, like people... No, that's not how I wanted to start this sentence. I wanted to ask if it's just me or other people also can tell the difference between headache types until they take the medicine and see which one works. Everyone knows how migraines work. And they say like, oh, if it affects half of your head, brain, body, and some other senses, and you feel nauseous and stuff like that must be migraine. But also, if you have, for example, a muscle that locks in your side, and the muscle that locks in your side then pulls on your like back muscles, shoulder muscles, neck muscles, and it goes all the way up, and you get a lot of pain in your like eyebrow area just because the muscle locked on your side. Then you get a tension headache. It also affects half of your body, only one half, not the other, and makes you feel nauseous because it hurts a lot, and there's no way to tell if it's migraine or a tension headache, because everything hurts either way. And the only way you can tell if you take a normal painkiller and it doesn't work, then it was a migraine. If you take a normal painkiller and it does work, that was a tension headache. Or if you find the actual muscle that caused the thing, then you also might sort it out. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to survive this morning. Don't drive. Wheel red. Space combat. Combat endurance. Hit limits and length and intensity of ship-to-ship combat. Heat. Okay, I can't move my mouse today. Heat limits the length and intensity of ship-to-ship combat. Starship generate enormous heat when they fire high-energy weapons, perform maneuvering burns, and run off onboard combat electronics. Also, this image is like such a spoiler. You don't know that spoiler the first time you see it. You just think, oh, it's a cool image of the... But when you finish the game, you will know that this is actually just a spoiler from the ending of the game. In combat, warships produce heat more quickly than they can disperse it. As heat builds within a vessel, the crewed spaces become increasingly uncomfortable. Before the heat reaches lethal levels, a ship must win a retreat by entering FTL. After an FTL run, a ship halts, shuts down non-essential systems, and activates the heat radiation gear. Combat endurance varies by ship design and by battle's location. Battles in deep cold interstellar space can go on for some time. Engagements close to a star are brief. Since habitable worlds are usually close to a star, battles over them are frantic. Crew considerations. Cabins give each individual 10 cubic meters of space. On larger vessels, private rooms are common. As ships get smaller, the number of crew packed into a single war room increases. Asari prefers shared spaces even on larger vessels, while Krogan territorial instincts make it impossible for them to cohabitate, even on smaller ships. On smaller vessels, not hot bunking is the norm. Crew members reassigned on different watches share the same bunk. When one gets off duty, he wakes up the person in the bunk. While the crewman is on duty, the first gets his rack time. Spacecraft compartments can be isolated by airtight doors in case of decompression. A cinematic vision of explosive decompression is fiction. Hot compartments either take enough damage that the crewmen are killed instantly, or leak slowly enough that they are able to reach protective gear. Compartments are equipped by emergency life support apparatus. Fireproof plastic bubbles with air bottles, small when stowed ELSA, comfortably accommodate one individual inflated. Oh, okay. Damage control procedure cuts off ventilation burning compartments. Without oxygen to consume, fire dies in seconds. The compartment is pressurized afterwards for crew recovery. Always wondered about this when I watched like Star Trek when I was little and young. You know how you see the spaceships explode and the weapons fire? I always wondered how it actually would look like in space. With no oxygen for the fire and explosion. Mass Effect fields create artificial gravity, A-grav, playing below the decks, preventing muscle atrophy and bone loss in 0G. That's nice. Large vessels arrange their decks perpendicular to their thrust axis. The highest decks are the bow, and the lowest are the engines. This allows A-grav to work within inertial effects of thrust. Ships can land arrange their decks laterally, so the crew can move about while the vessel is on the ground. Warships normally turn on off their A-grav system during combat, reducing the heat generated by system and increasing combat endurance. To provide a point of reference for navigating in 0G, floors are painted in a different color from the walls and ceiling. Interesting. I think the closest we get to the space combat simulation is the submarines. But it's so terrifying. I mean, if I would say I have a phobia, it's the one with of the deep seas. I don't know what kind of balls you have to actually survive on a submarine. Especially in like 50 years ago. Why 50? 70, 80 years ago. Imagine how many of destroyed submarines and bodies never recovered there on the seafloor. Even from just submarines, not the ship's wrecks. Dispersal of heat generated by onboard system is a critical issue for a ship. If it cannot deal with heat, the crew may be cooked within the hull. Radiation is the only way to shed heat and vacuum. English? Civilian vessels utilize large, fragile radiator panels that are impossible to armor. Warships use diffuse radiator arrays, DRA, ceramic strips along the exterior of the armored hull. This makes the ship appear strapped for thermographic sensors. Since the arrangement of the ship depends on the internal configuration of the ship. Since the arrangement of the strips depends on internal configuration of the ship, the pattern for each vessel are unique and striking. The older ship, the DRA strips can become red or white hot, dubbed tiger stripes, or war paint by humans. The glowing DRA had a physiological impact on pirates and irregular forces. Strip radiators are not as efficient as panels, but if damaged by enemy fire, the ship only loses a small portion of its total radiation capacity. In most cases, a vessel's DRA alone allows to cruise with no difficulties. Operations deep within a solar system can cause problems. A ship engaged in combat can produce titanic amounts of heat from maneuvering burns and weapons fire. When fighting in a high heat environment, warships employ high efficiency droplet heat sinks. There was a thing moving on my screen. Okay, droplet things. Okay. In a droplet system, tanks of liquid sodium and lithium absorb heat within the ship. The liquid is vented from spray nozzles near the bow in the thin sheet of millions of microcenter scale droplets. The droplets are caught in the stern and recycled into the system. A droplet system can sink 100 times as much heat as dearest ships. Droplet sheets resemble a surface ship wake through the water. The water peels out at sharp turns, spreading a fan of droplets, and the ship changes vectors and leaves the coolant behind. Starship thrusters. A Mass Effect drive core decreased the mass of a bubble of space-time around the ship. This gives the ship a potential to move quickly, but does not apply to any motive power. Ships use their sublight thrusters for motive powers at FTL. There are several varieties of thruster varying in performance versus economy. All ships are equipped with arrays of hydrogen-oxygen reaction control thrusters for maneuvering. Ion drives electrically accelerate charged particles as reaction mass. Oh, hi, wifey! Happy Christmas Eve, everyone! If it's not for you yet, it's for me already, I think. I think it's 23rd still for you. Welcome. Hope you have a great stream. Ion drives electrically charged particles of reaction mass. They're extremely efficient but produce negligible thrust. They are mainly used for automated cargo barges. Thank you. I hope everyone has time off now for the Christmas. Probably have a lot of family plans. I escaped my family this year. I said, nope, I'm not going. I'm staying in my mountains and drinking a knuckle by myself. Played more Witch Spring 3 is... it's not 3. Witch Spring R. 3 is the emote. It's pretty cute. I had another stream so I can have Lion's Shield tonight before festive tomorrow. Nice. Great chill time. Yeah, I'm spending my holidays playing Mass Effect. It's my personal Christmas tradition. And not listening to family drama. Family drama sucks. Especially when it's health family drama. I hope everyone has a great holidays though. The primary commercial engine is a fusion torch, which emits the plasma of ship's power plant. Fusion torches offer powerful acceleration to the cost of difficult heat management. Torch fuel is fairly cheap. Helium-3 skimmed for gas giants and deuterium extracted from seawater or cometary bodies. Propellant is hydrogen, likewise skimmed from gas giants. Honestly, vibe? Yep. We're biting this year. Thank you, wifey. You too. It's baby's first Christmas, isn't it? In combat. Ooh, thank you for the hydrate. I should. In combat, military vessels require accelerations beyond the capability of fusion torches. First one that actually counts. The first one that actually understandable, like first conscious Christmas. A little potato. That's true. Time flies though. Especially kids that's not your own. Excited next year when he'll understand the concept of sand. Woo! Santa was terrifying in my childhood, to be honest. I also made it a hobby of mine at the age of like 4. Before 5. Ooh, thank you for the Prime Wifey. I made it a hobby of mine to figure out which male relative was the Santa Claus this year. Because they made someone dress up as a Santa and like come in to scare me. Not to scare me, but to like pretend to be Santa. And I was like, no, I know that's Uncle so and so. And that's my father. And that's like, that was hilarious though. And it was terrifying. I had a problem with people dressing up when I was a child. I still have a problem with people wearing like mascot costumes. But it's even worse when I was a child. Have great holidays, wifey, and thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the raid and the sub. I hope your family has a great holiday season. Oh, in New Year. You're not gonna stream out until New Year now? That's nice. Good way to spend it with family. I hope you don't have family drama. Some do. I hope you have a peaceful family Christmas and Happy New Year. Okay. In combat, military vessels require acceleration beyond the capillary fusion torches, warship thrusters inject an antiprotons into reaction chamber filled with hydrogen. The matter-antimatter annihilation provides unmatched motive power. The drawback is fuel production. Antiprotons must be manufactured one particle at a time. Most antimatter production is done in massive solar arrays orbiting energetic stars, making them high-value targets in wartime. The exhaustive fusion antiproton drives is measured in million degrees Celsius. Any vessel caught behind them will melt like wax in a blowtorch. Any long-duration interstellar flight consists of 2 phases: acceleration and deceleration. Starships accelerate by the way of halfway point of their journey, then flip 180 degrees to apply thrust on the opposite vector. Decelerating as they finish the trip, the engines are always operating and peak speed until in the middle of the flight. Did I ever tell you that I started to write a sci-fi novel once? I think I still have it in working, but I kinda changed the setting a little bit. I had my period in my early 20s when I wrote, I think, both Mass Effect fanfiction and Star Trek fanfiction. But then I thought, why not write an original novel if I get so inspired? But then I came up with a slightly different settings, not space one, but close, and I still have it like in one of my work in progress list if I can ever get to it. A warship kinetic barriers reduce the damage from solid objects, but can do nothing to block guardian lasers, particle beams, and other forms of directed energy weapon, DEW. The inner layer of warship protection consists of a plate of armor plate designed to boil away when heated. The vaporized armor material scatters DEW beam, rendering it ineffectual. A scaffold is built around the interior pressure hull with sheets of ablative armor hung from the structure. Ships typically have multiple layers of used cargo storage. Cruisers, which lack the internal space to fit dedicated fighter hangars, store the shipboard fighter compartment in the baffles. It is not unknown to enlisted crew to build illicit alcohol distilleries in some obscure corner of baffles safe from prying eyes. I'm sure it's not what's it called in English? Moonshine. Geth and Quarians. I think let's start with Quarians, then do Geth, and then Krogan. Quarians' economy. The migrant fleet has little economic base, operating a state of perpetual hand-to-mouth. While the Quarian ships include light manufacturing and assembly of lands, they lack heavy industries such as refining and shipbuilding. Yeah, I think that would be difficult to be that on a spaceship. Unless they finally build a station. But I think you have to have a planet resources to build a station, to manufacture a station. It's the chicken egg situation. You have to have factory to build a factory. The fleet has tankers for water purification, oxygen cracking, but the space-intensive nature of agriculture limits food production. A single disaster could destroy the fragile balance. The Quarians earn income in creative ways. Because the government is obliged to provide food, water, and medical support for every individual, the conclave strategically determines the course of fleet to bring in resources and income. A species who suspect the migrant fleet is heading towards their space often offers the gift of silver spaceships, fuel, and resources to convince the conclave to alter course. The fleet passes throughout the system. Swarms of mining vessels work over asteroids and metals, force siliceous materials, and cometary bodies for water, ice, and organics. Quarian miners are adept at locating strip mining spaceborne resources. This sparks conflict with corporations already working the system. Large mining concerns spend millions of lobbyists in public relations portraying the Quarians as locusts, devouring the resources of the system before moving on. The greatest asset of the Quarians is their verified skills. Most are experienced miners. Due to their life of perpetual salvage and repair, they are skilled engineers and technicians. More than once, the very corporations lobby against the Quarians have made backroom deals with the fleet, arranging for skilled Quarians to fill space engineering jobs that other species would demand higher wages for. Quarians are widely hated among the working classes. The Quarians are coming, take our jobs is a common response. Fleet approach. What year was this game released in? I think everyone should replay Mass Effect. I really think everyone should replay Mass Effect and read everything. In this coming year, 2026, both because of the AI warnings and the not so subtle racism portrayed. Recognizable, everything. Nothing ever changes. Due to the Quarians' precarious existence and the need for enforced strict rationing, government is somewhat autocratic. The migrant fleet's operations are directed by their admiralty. A board of 5 military officers were advised by a legislative body called the Conclave. Each vessel in the fleet has the right to send a representative to Conclave aboard the flagship. The number of representatives is based on crew size. Larger clans with bigger ships and more votes form the cores of political blocs. Position comes from the Outsiders Coalition, which delegates from thousands of smaller ships. Outriders, not Outsiders. The Admiralty differs to the Conclave's decisions in most circumstances. However, if all 5 members agree that the Conclave decision jeopardizes the survival of the fleet and cannot get the Conclave to address their concerns, they have the right to summarily overturn the legislative decision. Oh, will they get the examples of the times they overrode or not? After the Admiralty uses this extraordinary power, they must resign. If the Admiralty does not step down after using their veto, the rest of the military is obliged to arrest them. Each ship captain has authority over his vessel, but is advised by an elected civilian council, just as the Admiralty is advised by the Conclave. This relationship may range from cooperation to polite tolerance to outright hostility. But any captain who overrules his council without good reason is relieved of command by the Admiralty. Many Quarian ships are owned by clans who pool their resources to purchase used vessels from private sellers. Large ships are prestigious for big rich clans, but a small ship means status for a small clan without personal wealth to afford the private vessel. Clan vessels' captains are not subject to dismissal, but admiralty abusive captains are a family problem if they do not disrupt the operations of the fleet. Migrant fleet. Oh my god. The migrant fleet is the largest concentration of starfaring vessels of the galaxy, sprawling across the millions of kilometers. It can take days to the entire fleet to pass through a mass relay. When the Quarians fled their homeworld, the fleet was a motley aggregation of freighters, shuttles, industrial vessels, and the hot warship. After 3 centuries, all have been modified to support larger crews as comfortably as possible. As the Quarians achieved stability, they began weaning out the ships least suitable for long-term habitation, selling them and pouring the money to buy larger and more space-worthy hulls. This process is ongoing as vessels wear out and break down. While some ships enjoy decayed cabins full of privacy and sentry facilities, many more are former fighters whose cargo bays and containers are pressurized and divided into family spaces using simple metal cubicle bulkheads. The Quarians live in these austere spaces with colorful quilts and tapestries which also help muffle sound. The day-to-day operations in the fleet, traffic control, station keeping, supply distribution, and so on are under military jurisdiction. The ship captains have the authority to deviate from their assigned positions and may leave the fleet at any time. They are assumed to do so at their own risk. As the military fleet moves around the galaxy, many ships split into pursue individual goals, returning days and years later. Geth armatures. Armatures are quadruple all-terrain heavy weapon platforms akin to armored fighting vehicles of other races. Tanks. Geth being a synthetic intelligence, armatures are not crude vehicles, but intelligent entities capable of independent decision-making and learning. Armatures are equipped with heavy kinetic barriers. Their main cannon mounted on their articulated head turret appears to be highly efficient conventional mass accelerator. It is capable of firing an anti-personnel anti-tank modes. Some armatures carry drones into battle assembly for reconnaissance purposes. Other host a swarm of insect-sized repair microbots. Hoppers. Oh, I hate these ones. Hate them. The Geth models, collectively dubbed Hoppers by Alliance forces, are electronic warfare platforms. They can project electromagnetic radiation across a broad spectrum as an offensive weapon. They can also perform cyber warfare attacks against the onboard computers of body armor, hard suits, and weapons, adversely affecting their performance. The structure of hoppers consists of advanced and highly elastic artificial muscle material. This allows a hopper to compress into entire body powerful leaps. Hoppers have 1,000 molecule scale barbs on the surface of their hands and feet, which are used to cling to walls and ceilings. Hoppers are very difficult targets, leaping from one surface to another in rapid succession. The Quarians have no record of any Geth model similar to hoppers. This new morphotype must have been developed over the last 300 years by the Geth themselves. Oh, terrifying. This is troubling proof that the Geth are continuing to move towards technological singularity. Experts in synthetic life are intrigued that hoppers appear to be even more organic than the baseline Geth. The identified subtypes of hopper have been condemned sapper, stalker, and ghost. Ooh. Genophage. The Genophage bioweapon was created to end the Krogan rebellions. From the start, the Krogan had overwhelmed the Council. Only timely first contact with the Turians saved the Council races. The Turians fought the Krogan to a standstill, but sheer weight of the Krogan numbers indicated the war could not be won through conventional means. The Turians collaborated with the Solarians to genetically engineer a counter to the rapid breeding of the Krogan. The Genophage virus gained the energy to replicate by eating Kei genetic sequence. Every cell in every Krogan had to be altered for the weapon to be foolproof. Otherwise, the Krogan could have used gene therapy to fix defective tissues. Once the genophage strain could find no more genes to eat, it could starve and die, limiting spin-offs, mutation, and contamination. This great genetic flaw is hereditary. The Solarians believed the genophage would be used as deterrent. In opposition, the Turians viewed as naive. Once the project was complete, the Turians mass-produced and deployed it. In the Krogan homeworld, their colonies and the occupied worlds were infected. The resulting mutation made only 1 in 1,000 Krogan pregnancies carried a germ. It did not reduce fertility but offspring viability. The rare females able to carry children to term became prizes the Krogan warlords fought brutal battles over. The Krogan are a shadow of their former glory. While the rebellions took place centuries ago, they are constantly reminded of the horror of the genophage and of their inability to counter it. The release of the genophage is still controversial, bitterly debated in many circles. A little too late to debate it now, I would say.
Faster-than-light drives use element 0 cores to reduce the mass of the ship, allowing higher rates of acceleration. This effectively raises the speed of light within the mass effect field, allowing high-speed travel with negligible relativistic time dilation effects. Starships still require conventional thrusters, chemical rockets, commercial fusion torch, economy ion engine, or military anti-proton drive, in addition to the FTL drive core. With only a core, a ship has no motive power. The amount of ESO and power required for a drive increases exponentially to the mass being moved and the degree it is being lightened. Very massive ships or very high speeds are prohibitively expensive. If the field collapses while the ship is moving at faster than light speed, the effects are catastrophic. The ship is snapped back to sublight velocity, the enormous excess energy shed in the form of lethal Cherenkov radiation.
Cherenkov. I would probably read this Cherenkov.
Larger warships are generally classified in one of 4 weights. Frigates are small, fast ships used for scouting and screening of larger vessels. Frigates often operate in wolf-pack flotillas. Cruisers are middleweight combatants, faster than dreadnoughts and more heavily armed than frigates. Cruisers are the standard patrol unit and often lead frigate flotillas. Dreadnoughts are kilometer-long capital ships mounting heavy, long-range firepower. They are only deployed for the most vital missions. Carriers are dreadnought-sized vessels that also carry large numbers of fighters. Smaller vessels are almost exclusively used in a support role to the warships during combat. Fighters are one-man craft used to perform close-range attacks on enemy ships. Interceptors are one-man craft optimized for destroying opposing fighters.
Also, I apologize if my tracking is janky today. I have to both wear glasses and turn off the light to keep my headache at bay. It might cause some problems with tracking.
The Normandy is a prototype starship developed by the Human Systems Alliance with the assistance of the Citadel Council. It is optimized for scouting and reconnaissance missions in unstable regions using state-of-the-art stealth technology. For most ships, the heat generated through standard operations is easily detectable against the absolute zero background of space. The Normandy, however, is able to temporarily sink this heat within the hull. Combined with refrigeration of the exterior hull, the ship can travel undetected for hours or drift passively for days of covert observation. This is not without risk. The stored heat must eventually be radiated, or it will build to levels capable of cooking the crew alive. Another component of the stealth system is the Normandy's revolutionary Tantalus drive, a Mass Effect core twice the standard size. The Tantalus drive generates mass concentrations that the Normandy falls into, allowing it to move without the use of heat-emitting thrusters. Ship mobility dominates space combat. The primary objective is to align the mass accelerator along the bow with the opposing vessel's broadside. Battles typically play out as artillery duels, fought at ranges measured in thousands of kilometers, though assaults through defended mass relays often occur at knife fight ranges, as close as a few dozen kilometers. Most ship-to-ship engagements are skirmishes between patrol vessels of cruiser weight and below, with dreadnoughts and carriers only deployed in full-scale fleet actions. Battles in open space are short and often inconclusive, as the weaker opponent typically disengages. Once a ship enters FTL flight, the combat is effectively over. There are no sensors capable of tracking them or weapons capable of damaging them. The only way to guarantee an enemy will stand and fight is to attack a location they have a vested interest in, such as a settled world or a strategically important mass relay. Biotics is the element zero can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current. With a positive current, mass is increased. With a negative current, mass is decreased. The stronger the current, the greater the magnitude of the dark energy mass effect. In space, low mass fields allow FTL travel and inexpensive surface-to-orbit transit. High mass fields create artificial gravity and push space debris away from vessels. In manufacturing, low mass fields permit the creation of evenly blended alloys, while high mass compaction creates dense, sturdy construction materials. The military makes extensive use of mobility-enhancing technologies, with mass effect utilizing fighting vehicles standard frontline issue in most military forces. Mass effect fields are also essential in the creation of kinetic barriers or shields to protect against enemy fire.
Mass effect is essential.
Pharos is a
Now we're listening to the Ferris when we go to the Ferris. Okay, let's see what we have. Oh, lots of things. This one we just need to go back to Kahoko. Turn the system. Hades Gamma. Sit down and a Blake. Walking Adam. Board the Freighter. Doc Michael. Michelle, not Michael, excuse me. What did I read? Tim 10 freedom. Oh, that's the collectibles. It's 20 of each. I started writing 10, Dorian 13. That is 7. League medallions. We did all this except for the one that we had to leave. This beautiful, beautiful. Oh, a second. I forgot to bring some.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Commander Shepard, my name is Nasana Dantius. I have a job for you. I can't say any more in an unsecured communication. If you're interested in hearing my offer, meet me on the Citadel so we can talk in person. I'll be waiting in the Diplomat's Lounge on the Presidium.
not me actually missing what Joker was saying. One second, I wanna see. What I missed. It was not joking, it was transmission. Okay. Does this mean we shouldn't really be in this system? Maybe not. No. With a rare combination of features, Neptune is a particular interest of the scientific community. Neptune is a small terrestrial planet with a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. As with all worlds of Farinata, its surface is scorching hot. The crust mainly consists of silicates, least iron, thorium, a nearby moon. Juntauma is a small boiling terrestrial world. Its thin atmosphere and carbon dioxide and methane is being steadily blown off by the powerful solar wind from the star Farinata. The surface is scorching hot and mainly uncomposed sulfur with deposit of copper. Its density is low enough to leave the world tightly locked to Farinata. The Alliance Defense Data Network knows that several ships have been spotted cruising near Juntauma with transponders turned off. While an Alliance patrol attempted pursuit of one identified vessel rabbited to FTL. Its trail was lost when its obscured light rays of confusion signals from the unseen Ishtar shipping lane. Prothean data disk discovered gas and Juntauma revealed derelict fighter in mid-stage orbital decay. Their salvage team boarded the vessel and determined that it had been attacked by raiders. There was little value on this board, but the team did find a Prothean data disk. Without me. There is a golden class model career human design, contributes bright passenger Hollands, making hard burn cover and street cluster. Is this it? I'm a little scared. Triggering quests I have not gotten yet. Giant physics of chlorine, nitrogen atmosphere, usually a small number of months, chances summer 7. This is not only to the star for net capturing a majority of mastering nebula collapse that created this system. should I? Okay, whatever. We screw it. Let's YOLO. YOLO. Also, I don't think I'm graded. Liars. Yes, I did not. It's a lot of points for her. I do love singularity. When I play the biotic class, I don't remember if it's in this one or in the second one. I still have some. Oh, Garrus. Garrus, what shall we do with you? Medium armor is good. Do I have these like the numbers assigned? I don't know. No idea. I think the if it's the mission, I think it is. If it's the mission, I think it is. Stone list. Oh. Is that new armor for me? And it's worse.
Intruders! Kill the hostage!
We have to save the chairman.
Look out!
I will destroy you!
I'm trying to run for them. I think the point of this mission is to actually, since there's a timer, to make a run for it.
See how it is?
There it is.
You write letters and everyone ignores you. Force is the only thing people appreciate. So how about if I kill Chairman Burns and finish this charade?
Please, I was trying to help you people.
Let's not do anything we're all gonna regret.
Why not? What have we got to lose? Since the chairman here decided that we didn't get reparations, we've got nothing left to live for.
But I've changed my mind. Seeing you all, it's clear that you all deserve...
Oh, I should have taken Caden
You had your
to
chance.
this one.
Some L2s are nearly crippled from side effects of the implants, but you voted against reparations.
Think about this. Burns is the one man who can help you.
Yes, if you release me, I can take another look at the reparations request.
What, we're supposed to trust you? Sure, you promise us freedom and say everything will be fine, but as soon as we surrender, you'll double-cross us.
I'm not promising to let you go. All I'm saying is that Burns will take another look. Right, Burns?
Absolutely. I had no idea that the L2 biotics were this desperate. If I'd known. The reparations will come. For whatever it's worth. I promise that.
You're right. I don't want to die. Maybe something will happen this time. We surrender.
Thank you, Commander. I thought I was dead when they took me. I'll see to it that the reparations discussion is reopened. I didn't know they were so desperate.
A 5th Fleet cruiser will be by shortly to pick you and the prisoners up.
Nice. And got Paragon +8. I think with some of these, you have to run to avoid. Shit. To avoid the. I'm stuck. Up. Ay, ay, ay. I'm good. I'm slow today morning. It's happening. It happens to me sometimes. Take all. Thank you. Let's go loot your place while we're here. So much shit. Oh, more armor. I like this purple armor. It's my color.
You must die!
The hell? Lady, the war is over. The fight is over, my dear. I think she was upset about me taking their crap. I mean, Bioware games definitely have the types of quests when you gonna be tempted to kill everything that's shooting at you, but it's probably better if you just take the pacifist approach sometimes and run through.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
Thank you.
Thank you for dealing with the hostage situation, Commander. Chairman Burns was quite impressed by the way you resolved the situation peacefully. Your assistance above and beyond the formal duties has been noted, Commander. 5th Fleet out.
If my boss, when I had a boss, had a voice like that. Excuse me. Ratio is a standard hydrogen helium gas giant with trace of sodium and ammonia atmosphere. During the brief gold rush of cleanse of a few companies, established infrastructure, helium-3 scheming and deuterium mining and Russia's icy moons when Council proved to be less wealthy than expected. Facilities were stripped of parts abandoned. Turin insignia. Oh, that looks inhabited. Grammar is nicely terrestrial with an atmosphere of carbon dioxide and krypton. The surface mainly composed and frozen ammonia, with deposits of thin Although the light metals when exposed to sunlight because ammonia can melt, forming and control season toxic chemical. This has allowed for the both fusion of simple fungus and leeches to evolve in a low energy environment. A byproduct of their metabolism causes them to glow very faintly. Oh, it's the glow, not the CDs. I thought it was CDs. Huh? By light of individual and significant or large percent to enforce light of one another visible from space. They look like city grids. Imagine algae glowing so brightly it's visible from space. Lithium, thank you. Ooh, Cleansel has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and methane. Up, something almost fell. Never mind. Methane, first geological. His first geological surveys were performed by Bacterians and suggest area's great mineral wealth. Human mining concerns spend billions of credits hustling to the distant system to sink and test cores to claim the system for humanity. But Cleansel had only an average level mineral wealth, valuable, hardly worth the rush expense, married an industrious small Mexican company, hoping to strike it, which in the first extrasolar mining venture had to file for bankruptcy protection. Investigation revealed the Batarian crew had deliberately falsified their surveys, hoping it would encourage human arrivals to invest in costly boondoggle. While unethical, this was non-technical illegal, and the Batarian government disavowed personal action. This guide Patriot's event is still littered with abandoned mining bases, which is often used to prevent mining places for criminals. Of course it is. I might need to refresh my memory on which squad mates take which missions. Okay, this is this one, right? This is the this one. At least we already have this one. Liara. What do you even use it usually? In terms of guns. What do you even use? Her armor is not bad though. Okay. This is where we are. Beautiful world. My favorite type of icy worlds. I mean, if I complete the collection of all the minerals and stuff, I might stop doing this on every planet, but we'll see. Beryllium. Thank you. Now we just go this away. Because everything's in roughly the same area. Oh, wrong button. Excuse me. How am I? Dear Mako. Yes, I did not park on level 3. Thank you. I meant to do this. I see red already on my map. I'm also trying to get to this side of the. Someone is shooting at me. I think we need to shoot back at someone. Go to the base first and then pick up the other things. Since we're already here. Nice wheels. I don't remember this thing looking like this. Yeah. Oh, there they are. Sorry. If I do this and then I took there, that's what I was looking for. Sabotage, dumping, actually. Go. Shh. Overload. Okay. Can I also? No? I can only give the commands. Okay. Took me a while. Does anyone else get this very strange nostalgic love for old games that have like old combat system? That there may be more convenient systems now, or more flashy system, or like I don't know. Crime Lord defeated, and then I was right. These guys had quite a operation going, but that's all going to change. One down. Just one more to go. I'm stuck. I'm not. I'm unstuck.
That's the last of them.
Yeah, but there are two doors I can open. Why there are two doors I can open? Oh, goodies. Manager. Scheiße. I'm so failing this one. Nope. Good.
Just lead the way.
Thank you. You think you can loot that? You think you should be able to loot that? Yeah, what I was trying to enunciate. Beautiful. Planet for Christmas. Where is this? I'm sure I saw only saw it when I was in Mako. Oh. Where's the Mako? There's this. See, when you're in Mako, when you're in Mako, you can see this. The hell? Like on the map. The mineral on the map. There it is. Sorry. The hell? Oh. To get to that somehow. Old footprints leading away from the escape pod, but no sense of survival. Yeah. How would footprints get preserved all this time is one question, and where am I supposed to follow the footprints is the other question. I really wish I could use controller in this part. Where is it? There it is.
Cover me.
Cover him. He doesn't look mummified to me. He looks pretty intact, like he was alive just yesterday. And that traveler lead had a League of One medallion. Where he found it and what he was trying to do with it isn't clear. Could he have been a member of League? I hope. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. It's dangerous to disembark on top because there's gonna be a question of can you really get back up on your 2 feet later. But then it's also dangerous to disembark in the bottom because it will tell you that Mako is not level enough for you to. I think we're done here. What was the button? Ah, GTA 4. F.